Hello, everyone. Welcome to Jamaica 411. Thank you so much for stopping by, keeping me company as usual. If you're here for the first time, welcome, welcome. I do appreciate it. I would like you also to, if you like the content, give me a thumbs up. If you would like to as well, please think about subscribing. I would definitely appreciate it. You can join my other subscribers. I do believe I'm 7,800 and a little bit. I want to thank all the persons who have subscribed to the channel to make this channel work. Thank you also to my regular viewers who are with me every time I upload a video. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and please remember to share, share, share. Thank you. Also appreciated and very important are you who comment in the comment area, because we get to know what it is you think, not only about the video, but your general view about what is happening in Jamaica and your opinion as well. And I do appreciate all of you. You make my day. I also want to thank Natalie's supporters from the GPU channel. My subscribers, if you have not yet subscribed, please go over and subscribe to Natalie. And then you have Karen. Yes, Karen can be very controversial, but you get information when you listen to her. So you want to go and subscribe as well to Karen Cross. It has a long name. Just type Karen Cross in the in the search area and her videos will come up. So go ahead and subscribe to her as well. Now, I'm not going to talk about the protest and counter protest in Washington yesterday, but I'd like to say big up to the 6 people, you know. Somehow they rise us like the number 6, They say 6 of us in the resistance. They were laughing at the counter protesters in New York, saying it was just half a dozen of them. So there you go, 6 again. And yesterday, there appears to have been 6 more. But my goodness, they drown out the many who were there, or, the many of the few that were there. And the thing that I can tell you about that counter protest, it's the words that were being used by Mr. Vegas and his people. And I understand 2 PNP people were there, believe it or not. Because I heard Rattigan saying that this is historic. 2 things he said is historic. This protest business that they're doing and the ambassador coming out to support the counter protesters. And I think Mr. Rattigan perhaps misunderstand. Well, I don't think he understands politics very well. He was in the FBI, he said, and maybe that's where he has his best, what it is that he does best as an FBI agent. I am just saying so. Because if he understood politics, he would know that what he's doing is not the right thing. In certain circumstances where you have governments that are mistreating the people, turning the agents of the states, like the police and the army, on the people, locking up people, killing people, raping people, taking away their rights and their freedom of speech and all this sort of thing. People disappear and you never hear about them anymore. These are the things that you will see people demonstrate abroad, trying to get help, because the resistance in the country, right, might be small, or they may not have the weaponry, right? Because when you have a government that is behaving that way, it's weapons you need now to go and defend the people, because the government is now your enemy, right? This is what you do when you see people demonstrate abroad, to try and get attention, to try and get the help, so that the government or whoever it is will go and try and help these people by either sanctions. I don't think people like sanctions. I think they prefer when they're going with either military intervention or something. Do something to pressure the government to stop or do something to help the resistance to get rid of the government. This is when you see people demonstrating abroad. You don't see people demonstrating abroad about hospital and crime. These are internal matters. So they ought to take the show to Jamaica and try and organize the Jamaican people, right? Who are the voters, and they are the only ones who will be able to put out Andrew Holness if that is the objective. If they genuinely think that Holness is not doing a good job, it's perhaps because they think the other man who is in waiting, Mark Golding, will do a better job. It's political, right? So if they want, why not take your show to Jamaica and organize the people? No, I hear one of the organizers in the last protest claiming that, and this is what they use to trick these poor Jamaicans, most of whom are our comrades. They told them, this person, that the people in Jamaica cannot demonstrate against the government, right? That they are afraid. And even when I am speaking to them have to be whispering because them no want nobody hear them, right? A total lie. Or who can tell any Jamaican said enough to demonstrate? Not even when the big and mighty British were here, ruling the seas and roaming all over the damn place, making a nuisance of themselves. Have how much countries in Africa under them control? How much countries in Asia? How much countries in the so-called New World, right? We're controlling parts of the United States, parts of Canada, Australia. Not even then could have stopped Jamaican people from demonstrate and raise backside when we have something to raise backside over. So the young man was lying. And those people ought to know. Big people too. They were big people. 50s and 60s were at the first protest. So nobody young. And they allowed these people to come hoodwink them, telling them foolishness. To go abroad and invite foreign people into our internal business. That is what is known as treason. And I'm going to tell you, I want you to pay close attention. You ever see anybody in the United States? You see, when you have your freedom of speech and your freedom of this, that, and the other, that is only confined to you within the space of the country that you're in, where the government has jurisdiction. You do not have any right or any freedom outside of that jurisdiction. So when you go take up yourself as an American for argument's sake, about you demonstrate about anything what go on in the United States, you watch and see what happened to you. You take up yourself as a British subject or a British citizen, and go abroad, go talk about you demonstrate against any policy of the government, whether local or external, and see what happened to you. It's not done. We have a Treason Act in Jamaica of 1351, come from Britain, right? And I think we really need to start to exercise it. Because we cannot have our nationals who are behaving in this way abroad. You can't do it. You see, if their intention was to affect the voting population, so the voters in Jamaica will vote against the government because the government now going good, they would have been here in Jamaica. Why are they not here in Jamaica? The people in America are voters? No, they're not voters. So their intention is not to influence the voting public. No, their intention is to bring down the economy, to make people who have intention to travel decide that they're not traveling to Jamaica because it looks like it's an unstable place, right? For make people who have investments to come to Jamaica because they're hearing all this wonderful, the government putting out all these wonderful things. Government, notice what I say, people. Government, this is not Jamaica Labour Party, This is government. If you go in the Jamaican Constitution, you don't see not name PMP and you don't see not name JLP. It says government, it says parliament, cabinet, And whoever win the election and form the government, them are the government. They are no longer JLP and they are no longer PNP who sit in the parliament. They are representatives of the people there to do a job on behalf of the people. So that when you go abroad and you demonstrating against the government of Jamaica, you are demonstrating against the people of Jamaica. Why are there no mass demonstration in Jamaica about all the things that them find problem with over there? This is a political organized rally. Because if you look at them, I don't know if before that they were, fanning a placard around and having a little slogan. That is how me no protest. These people were standing with them little thing in them hand, listening to speakers after speakers after speakers talking about all the ills and all the things. What that have to do with them over there? Them are voters? Are they voters? Yes, you're sending some money to your Jamaican family and you're sending barrel to your Jamaican family, but you're getting things from Jamaica too. What you think would happen if we stop sending stop sending you with breadfruit and with ackee and all them? That is all you want, You want your Jamaican food and you want your Jamaican thing. And we are the link and you appreciate it. It has nothing to do with money. And you know your family out here want money, or you decide to send the money come because it's easier. You decide to send barrel come. And when we are said to you, say, bad man, you don't have to do it, man, show money cheap. $2 me buy this for, buy them 4 shirts. That is the reason why you buy it. For bring come as gift. Because you're Jamaican. And when we travel and come to you, we carry fry this and fry that and all kind of something where we know you like, because you don't need no money. But the things them over there, damn expensive. And you appreciate it. So it's a give and take. What is important to you is the Jamaican connection, the food and all them things that you're accustomed to. And what is important to us is whatever other thing you choose to send us. And we're grateful. But don't pretend that somehow this is a one direction assistance. No. This is not you doing something for we. We are doing something for you too. So stop this rubbish about we are more than barrel senders. Straight out of Mark Golding's playbook. We are more than barrel senders. So why you over there? You ever see Siaga? You ever see Michael Manley? You ever see PJ? You ever see Portia? You ever see Norman Manley? You ever see any PNP leader? For you, those of you out there were PNP. You ever see none of your PNP leaders organize demonstration abroad? Because them have sense. And apparently you don't. You don't have any sense. You don't even know that you're being manipulated by 2 capitalists that looking to capture the government of Jamaica, like how they capture the PNP. And I'm telling you, your behavior is not going to get any votes for the PNP. So if you believe so that what you're doing abroad go and get any votes for the PNP in the next election, you make a sad mistake. And there's another thing. Didn't I say that I was going to discuss it? All right, I changed my mind. And there's another thing that you fail to understand. That there's an old-time Jamaican saying that the same knife will stick sheep, stick goat. A future PNP government could face the very same thing where you will do abroad. You never think about that, don't it? No, because you don't think. You're all emotional. You're all emotional. If you're not a thinking person and you don't understand issues, the best thing to do is not just listen to one, but listen to several. And then you draw a conclusion. Because we know you're busy. You don't have time to sit down and follow politics like some of we out here. Or some persons that love it. Right? That was not a protest. That was a political rally. What Vegas and his people the 6 people across the street were doing, that was a protest. And we could see that they were connecting with you because you all look shame. You all look shame. And none of the political representatives here in Jamaica, none of the PNP representatives here in Jamaica, never find it necessary to come and say, all of you people who are PNP supporters, please do not go to these protests. It don't look good. It's damaging Jamaica. None of them not doing it because they believe somehow or another it's a gain for them. But how does mashing up the economy of this country is a gain for them? For them to get power? I am going to tell you something now because I have this very bad feeling. You see, after this next election, whoever wins, this may be the last of the damn foolishness that we're going on in Jamaica. You have all been trying the patience. I'm talking to you politicians. You have all been trying the patience of these people. And you're supposed to know from history that we're not an easy people. When we decide to go on bad, we go on real bad. And we not take prisoners. And you have all been trying the patience of the people of this country. Cut it out. You take my foolish advice because you don't have no army to defend you. And nobody believes America will be quick to come out here and defend you. Right? And the British and the Americans and the Canadians will be sending them warships to come take out them people. Because they know from history, even if you don't know, that we are not a very easy people and we're not nice when people provoke us. And this, what we're not going with, is provocation in the highest degree. If Mr. Rattigan and the other organizers would like to understand what it is that is going on in Jamaica, then I'll explain it to you. I'll explain it to you because it does not matter whether the PNP or the JLP is in power. Nothing will change, and I will explain to you why. Under this particular idiotic British system that we're operating, European system, this country will never do better than what you see it's doing. It will limp along and do a little better from time to time, but it will never be where people want it to be. And I'll explain to you why. When election is running within the party, let us use one of the parties. They have an internal election. 2 people running. The people, the delegates in the party, pick a side. If there is no real objection to either persons that are running, they pick a side. They work very hard for that side to win. I want you to listen to me good, Mr. Rattigan. And I want Mr. Carlos, Jamaican Carlos, you're a young man and you mean well. I'm sure you mean well in your own way, but I want you guys to listen to me carefully. They pick a side, the delegates, and they work very, very hard for their candidate to win. At the end of the day, when the election is over, one person wins and the other side will be disappointed. Maybe for a week or 2, them down in the dumps because, they really wanted their man to win and it never happened. You see, after that initial period of what I call mourning is over, the 2 sides come together because there was no real objection to either candidate. They just pick a side. They are all of the same team. They recognize each other as being of the same team, and they all recognize that they have an objective as team members. So what do they do at the end of the election? They come together as one under the leadership of the person who won the election. And together they work hard for the party to now win government and state power. Working together. If there was a real objection to the person who won, then the 2 sides won't get together. And what happened in the PNP in 2020 is what would happen to that political party. You only have half the party that was working and the other half was trying their best to make sure that the party didn't win because they want their man. Because it is a cult that form inside of the party now. With them own song, party song, them own philosophy, them own idea, which is separate and apart from the socialist ideal of the People's National Party. So they were divided. And that is an example of what happens when they do not accept the victory of the person who won. They have a real problem with the person who won. The party is going to fail. But in the instance that I'm giving you, there was no real objection to the party and the person who won. No real objection. So they all work together and they work hard. On the other side, they are working together as well and working very hard for the party to win. So there's a general election and the two sides are working. These are Jamaican people, you know. And there's a general election to see who is it that is going to get state power and become government. The two sides each working very hard for their side to win. Very hard. Go out there and say the right things. Every time they see people on the street, them selling them party and them selling them ideas about what it is the party coming with, convincing people that their party coming with the best thing. That's how you do when you're in a party and you want the party to win. You work hard for the party to win. When the election day come, people go out and they vote and everybody work as hard as they can in both parties. The delegates, the members, the supporters for them party to win. And the election is over and one side win. What is happening in Jamaica is that what ought to happen is that now that somebody won, the two sides now, the PNP supporters and members and the JLP supporters and members supposed to come together in unity and work damn hard now for Jamaica. These two sides are supposed to come together and work like hell for the success of Jamaica. That is what the politics is supposed to be about. And if that was what was happening, we would have making whole heap of progress. Because I know, say, in as much as we're not easy people, we are people that when we set our mind to do anything, it's done. The problem is that both parties have a real problem with the other party forming the government. And because of the real problem they have with the other party forming government, they will not work with them when they become government. So if it's a JLP government in power, those who support the PNP not working with them. And if it's a PNP government in power, those who support the JLP not working with them. And just as the division is causing the political parties to fail when they are divided, so is the division in the country causing the goddamn country to fail. Una get it now? Una get it now? You are over there because you want Mark Golding and the PNP to win the election. And you are prepared to go into a foreign country and demonstrate against your own damn government because you want it to fail. Anybody who is behaving this way is a damn traitor to this country, and this is the reason why the country cannot progress and will not progress under this present system that we have. Una don't need any right to vote if you can't use it responsibly. Una don't understand that having the right to vote is a responsibility that we all have. And when the voting is over, we're supposed to unite. There is no reason for a government to fail for the opposition to get power. The opposition is there that when the government come with them policies, after the people vote for them and the mandate that them establish in or they put in their manifesto, the people vote and say that them want. And when them try to implement, the opposition's role is to make damn sure that it's not violating the people's rights. That's why they call him opposition. But it doesn't have to be that the homeless government must fail in order for the PNP to rise. All you have to do is come with better ideas and what this government now have, and the people will vote for you. That's how it's done in other places. In the United States, you see the Democratic government work for the Republicans to fail? No. And yet, each of them will take turn at government at some point. Because the other one is coming with programs and policies and plans that the people buy into. How does destroying the Jamaican economy help the People's National Party? How does destroying the economy of this country help the people of this country? How do we benefit from that? How does that help the PNP supporters out there looking to support them party? How does that help the JLP supporters? How does that help any one of the hungry people that are there who don't love talk about people are hungry and people are suffer? How does destroying the economy of this country help those people? I want them to come and tell me. Whose side are you on? Whose side are they on? These people and these big people left Jamaica, gone abroad to do something for themselves and them families. When you go out and demonstrate against the government of this country, where you are a JLP, you are a JLP, you're not seeing the poor people who go and suffer because of what you're doing. Are you seeing them? You come and telling the people of this world that you are out there demonstrating because there are no hospital beds. Is that the only way you could do it? Did you attempt to engage the government and ask the government what they are doing about the beds? Did you try that? And when you are taking this demonstration abroad, where you are, about the conditions in Jamaica, because you have to be sending money to come take care of your people in Jamaica, and that sort of thing. How you think your people going to feel out here now? You don't expect them to be embarrassed when them friends and when them other family members see you demonstrate. You don't think them are go shame? Because you're sending them on some money. You're sending some money and sending some barrel. You over there talk about you send money and you send barrel. So therefore you have a right to talk. You don't expect them to feel shame. You're not a conscious Jamaican. You're not conscious Jamaicans at all. And I hope sincerely that you think about your actions and try and think about other people's feelings rather than your own for a change. That's all I have to say on this matter for now. It was not my intention to speak about the demonstration, as you would have heard. I had something else that I wanted to bring to your attention. I will do so in due course. But I would like our Jamaican family to understand the real problem, why the governments in this country have been failing. It is really us, the people, who are causing the problem. And we are causing the problem because we are listening to politicians, self-serving politicians, who are fostering this division and this narrative in the country rather than unite. The funny thing about it, that when they form the government, they're always talking about national unity because that is how they're going to succeed. But they never get it because when they were in opposition, they were not prepared to unite with the government for the greater good of the people. And then when it comes 2 years before the election is due, then you have the contest where you're trying to impress the people that you would make a better government. That's not how they've been operating, right? They've been operating on a one-upmanship. But when they get there, they're hoping that somehow the other side would unite with them, and they're not going to do it because when they were in government, you weren't doing it. So why should they unite with you? And this is how it has been going on, a cycle and a cycle. And we have fallen for it. And we are falling for it because unfortunately, we did not understand. Now we understand. We have to calibrate. We have to calibrate and understand that the country cannot succeed unless all of us work very hard. Just like how we work hard for our parties to win, we must work very hard for Jamaica to succeed. And that's how we see strive. That's how those other countries doing it. But you see, as long as we believe in our party and see our party and see ourselves as party first and Jamaica after, never mind what we say about Jamaica first. No, you don't believe that. You don't believe that at all. It's party first. As long as you are in that narrow division, there is no section of Jamaica where only PNP live and section of Jamaica where only JLP live, and therefore you always have a PNP government. Yes, you would strive and succeed, but that is not how it is. So as long as we see our parties as first, the system won't work. This idiotic European system will not work. We're going to have to dump it at some stage and go back to what was working for us, which did not include all this democratic nonsense. It doesn't work for us because of our tendency to be tribal. No, we have to have a system that is unitary, not a political system that is unitary. We have to find some other system that is unitary, where we all now will be working towards one goal. That is the only political solution to our problem. This system that we have is not working, and it will never work because of how we are generally as a people. Well, that's it for now. Thank you so much for being patient with me and listening to me. I hope I was able to, you know, impart some information to you that you may not have had before. Thank you for liking the video, sharing, as well as leaving your comments. Till I upload my next video, take good care of yourself, keep in good health, and walk good.